Okay, so I'm testing a new watercolor paper, and this is Montmartre. It's from Germany. It's 300 GSM rough tooth acid free paper, and I'm liking what I'm seeing right now because the paper absorbs the water well. It does not saturate the whole paper, but you have to be very careful not to abuse the paper by scratching it over and over. I think the stress level of the paper is up to just two scrubbing, and then you have to let it dry off. I think I have to test this paper over and over again for me to be able to judge it 100% accurate. But I like the way the paint travels to the paper. It has freedom of movement, and I am able to lift also some of the colors. So I used yellow and orange on this one 2 days ago, and then I saturated it with paint, and then I was able to lift some of the colors. Like that one, I lifted off the some of the paint again this morning, and yeah, look, it's coming off. And I'm going to test whether if it will take in how much paint it will take in when I glaze it. But I like it. I like that it gives you transition from from dark to light. So let's do another petal and I'll show you what I was talking about. Let's do this. And again, I'm not claiming to be a professional, but I love working with colors. I love working with the paint. And you cannot do anything anymore with a bad watercolor paper. And bad means maybe it's me or the paint. Maybe the paper and me are not um, vibing. Oops, look there. That's what you like, and that's what I'm looking for in a paper. I like that the paper allows the paint to dance on its surface. I like it when it's moving, and if it doesn't move, then I don't like it. You see that? I'm lifting some of the paints. I'm letting it move here, but I'm going to lift it. You see that? The fact that I'm able to lift the colors without staining the paper that much is good. There, so there's a transition from dark to light. This is what you're looking for in a good watercolor paper. Okay. Next, let's do another petal. This is still a little wet. Let's do this. And I I think the watercolor paper is like your playground, and your toys are your paints and your brushes and your tissue paper, because it allows you to play with the paint. Let's put a darker color here. And see that? That's what I like. And I'm going to move the paint and there are so many brands of watercolor paper in the market. I love the fact that you can order them now and I don't have to go out and buy it from the store, because it's just too with all with the traffic these days and the possible virus that you can get. I just would like to remind you that today is March 22, 2024. And so when did I stop painting? Well, I started painting in 1994, and then I stopped, and then I painted 1999. I stopped, and then the third cycle, the third session was 2014 when I was in New York. I left for New York way back 2010, and then after 2014, it when 2022 during the COVID pandemic. So this is the fifth. No, actually, and then 2000 last year I think I did a little project, a few projects for my sister. And so basically, if you add all the months that I painted, even though I started 30 years ago, I think it would be a little around 3 years only, or less than that, I think. So that makes me a beginner, even if I started early. Let's see, I'm going to drop the paint there. Isn't that beautiful? That is gorgeous. And this is Holbein paint. It has a nice granulation to it. I'm going to get my fine tip brush and drag the paint here. Push it here. Okay, with the paper the other day, make sure that you have a clean brush when you're going to lift. I was not able to do this. Okay. And that makes it very frustrating. Nice, that's nice. And then I can even again clean water, pull it some more just to give that lighter version of that same pigment. Clean. And there, I love it. It's looking pretty. But you can see there's a little part of the paper that's getting scratched, so you have to be careful. Once it's totally wet with paper, you have to stop yourself from scrubbing the paper because you don't want to ruin the surface. Okay, so let's just finish this. Let's try glazing that yellow and orange with I'm thinking I did a mini swatch of the paints that I'm using. This is what I do. I transfer them into mini palettes, and I out of the tube. Let's see, where's my Winsor and Newton? It's not here. But I transfer it into mini palettes, half pan palettes, and then so that it will fit my table, because I have a small table and I don't want to keep on getting up, picking this and that. So I'm thinking of adding, will the red take? Uh-oh, let's see. I'm going to pick up this. Sorry, I think it's English red or carmine. Right. I'm going to test the paint first here in this palette, just to see what the color. It's dark red. So let's see. What happens? Hmm. Yeah, there's too much water in the paint. I can see it, but I'm not sure if you can see it. It's going to lift again some of the paints right here. And so that's it. Well, Montmartre is a nice paper to start with if you're a beginner. It's not going to break the bank. And you will be able to play with the paint, because after all, this is why you're doing it. You want to have fun working with the paint. Oops. Clean. Okay, so let me just finish this and show you the next session using this Montmartre watercolor paper. But I give it 2 thumbs up in terms of its cost and your ability as a beginner to work with this paper.